My ex showed up at my new apartment with movers and started claiming half my furniture was legally hers. I was unpacking boxes in my new place when I heard the moving truck pull up outside. Weird, because I'd already moved everything myself 2 weeks ago. Then I saw Jessica climbing out of the passenger seat with 2 guys in work uniforms following behind her. My stomach dropped. We'd broken up 4 months ago after I caught her cheating, and she'd been texting me nonstop ever since, alternating between apologies and threats. I walked outside as she marched up my driveway, holding a folder thick with papers. "We need to talk about the furniture," she announced. The movers stood behind her, looking uncomfortable. Jessica pulled out a document and shoved it in my face. "This is the cohabitation agreement we both signed when I moved into your apartment. Everything acquired during our relationship is joint property under common law marriage rules." I stared at the paper, completely baffled. We'd never signed anything. I'd never even heard of this document. She pointed at a signature that was supposedly mine, but the handwriting was nothing like my actual signature. "I'm entitled to half of everything, starting with the dining set, the leather couch, and that antique desk. The movers are here to collect my property." I told her she was insane, that we were never married, and none of this furniture was hers. She smiled, that cold smile I'd learned to hate. "Actually, California recognizes common law marriage after 18 months of cohabitation. I lived with you rent-free for exactly 18 months. That makes this a legal domestic partnership, and I want my share." The thing was, every piece of furniture she wanted had belonged to my grandfather. He'd passed away 2 years ago, 6 months before I even met Jessica. And these weren't just furniture pieces, they were my family history. And Jessica had spent our entire relationship complaining about how old and outdated everything looked. Now suddenly, she wanted them? I told the movers not to touch anything, but Jessica waved her fake document at them. "I have legal authority here. Start with the dining set." One of the movers actually reached for my grandfather's chairs before I blocked the doorway. I pulled out my phone and started scrolling through my photo gallery, while Jessica kept barking orders at the confused movers. I found exactly what I needed. Photos from my grandfather's estate sale 2 years ago, dated and time-stamped, showing me loading this exact furniture into a U-Haul 6 months before I'd even downloaded the dating app where I met Jessica. Then I found the inheritance paperwork my lawyer had filed, listing every single item with serial numbers and appraisal values. The dining set alone was appraised at $15,000. I showed everything to the movers first, and they immediately stepped back from my door. "Man, we're not getting involved in fraud," one of them said to Jessica. "This lady's trying to steal your inheritance." Jessica's face went white, then bright red. She screamed that the photos were fake, that I was lying, that she'd get a real lawyer involved. I called the police right there while Jessica frantically tried to leave. The movers had already driven off. 2 officers arrived within 8 minutes, and I showed them everything. The inheritance paperwork, the dated photos, the obviously forged signature on her fake cohabitation agreement. One officer pulled Jessica aside and asked for her ID while running something on his radio. His partner examined the forged document and shook his head. "Ma'am, this is attempted theft and fraud. You're going to need to come with us." That's when Jessica broke down completely, sobbing about her credit card debt, about how she'd already promised an antique dealer she could sell him the furniture for $30,000 cash. She'd spent money she didn't have yet, banking on this scam working. The officer's radio crackled with information that made him raise his eyebrows. "Looks like you've tried this before. 2 other ex-boyfriends filed reports in the past 3 years. Turns out she'd been running this inheritance scam as her actual income source." Jessica got arrested in my driveway. She's now facing 6 felony charges.